All right. UFC 326 just wrapped up. I got a lot of thoughts on the main event, so I might not even talk about the rest of the card that much. On paper, the card wasn't that stacked. And sometimes when cards aren't super stacked on paper, they end up being super exciting. They kind of overcompensate for the lack of name value. The underdog type of guys really come out and perform. Tonight that wasn't really the case. Thank you for the follow, brother. Thank you. Appreciate you, James. But wasn't really the case. Caio Borralho versus RDR wasn't the most exciting fight. I thought it could have gone either way. Was exciting, very exciting first round, a lot of action. Then they both kind of got tired. Second and third round wasn't much going on. Good win for Raul Rosas. Drew Dober sleeps. Michael Johnson, the narratives will continue. Drew KKK Dober, whatever the fuck. White supremacist Drew Dober get another KO. Drew Dober kills another black man on live television. Good God. And then Gregory Rodriguez gets revenge on Bruno Ferreira with a knockout. Good stuff from him. Cody Garbrandt versus Zhao Long was a shit show. Nut shots all over the place. Dante Johnson was, Cody Brundage was being sent to slaughter. And then it ends up actually being a competitive fight that goes to a split decision. And then the rest of the card, I don't even give a shit to even talk about. Let's talk about the main event. That's what everybody wants to talk about. Let's talk about the main event. It's buzzing all on Twitter. My guy James in the chat is jumping in here to talk about it. And like I said, I have a lot of thoughts, guys. I think that this proved, y'all Charles Oliveira fans are probably not going to like this. Y'all going to try to defend it, but I really don't think it's Charles' fault. So bear with me. Don't turn it off just yet. I'm not completely blaming Charles. I'm actually blaming the whole existence of the division and the concept of it. Probably needs to change after this fight or get rid of it. Like a lot of people are saying, let's just get rid of the BMF after this. Some people literally watched this fight because they knew it was the BMF title. Casual fans that don't watch your UFC cards on the regular tuned into this card because it's for the BMF, because they think the BMF title means it's going to be exciting, it's going to be striking, and they're going to be throwing hands. And then it ends up being this. Think about this. I'm seeing people say, like James in the stream said, no takedowns in BMF fights. Obviously, I don't even know if that would be a realistic thing that the UFC would do. Almost like the stand and bang option on the UFC title fight. I'm going to put the chat on the screen so you can be on the screen. But people say that. That's one option people are throwing out there. Second option people are throwing out there is just get rid of the division. The third option is just saying that grapplers shouldn't even be involved and that Charles is not a BMF all of a sudden after this fight. I'm kind of taking all those different options in, but in my opinion, what DC said, I think it was in the fourth or fifth round, when he said, this is the most telling thing. DC says, if this is a BMF fight, do you think that we should be, this is a little bit odd, we're getting booed here. Is it bad that this is a fight, a division literally made to be exciting, and they're getting booed right now in a grappling fight? Is this a bad look? Should this be more exciting? Should we be pushing for these fights to be more exciting? And Joe Rogan's response is, no, I don't think so. This is just a regular fight. And if that is the case, if that is the sentiment that the UFC is approaching this with, that, oh, it's just a regular fight, but just with a random belt, then get rid of the fucking division. If it's just going to be a regular fight, then get rid of the division. It makes no sense. Get rid of the belt. It makes no sense for this just to be the BMF title when it's really just number 3 versus number 4. There's no extra stakes on it. There's no extra incentives on it. It's literally just number 3 versus number 4. If that's all it's going to be, why the fuck is there a BMF belt? These are my 2 suggestions. 1, just get rid of the belt. I'm kind of okay with that one at this point. Maybe it's run its course. Maybe you bring it back once every 10 years or something or for a special fight. But to have it continually defended, it's going to be a little bit murky. So 1 is get rid of it. I don't think the stand and bang, no grappling allowed is actually enforceable, or the UFC would go that drastically. But this is my suggestion. I think that now that we've seen the lineage of the BMF division and to course correct, I think the BMF division should not be guys that are title contenders. At this point, I think that is a direct conflict of interest when guys that are BMF are also trying to be undisputed champions. Just eliminate top guys. If you're ranked in the top 10, you can't fight for the BMF. How about that? Tie them ankle to ankle. If it's just going to be a regular fight when these top guys are in there because they're going to come out and fight like Charles because they're trying to protect their ranking because their real goal is to get to the undisputed title. If this is just a step to get to the undisputed title and it's not its own separate thing, then what don't involve the top guys. This belt should be for fucking Nate Landwehr. When Mike Perry was in the UFC, this is for Mike Perry. This is for Kevin Holland. These are for guys that'll never sniff a belt, never sniff a title shot, never sniff the top 5. Make it specifically for those guys. And then you won't have the conflict of interest. They'll never come out and fight, play it safe, or grapple and get booed because, yeah, it's BMF. I want to be exciting, but also I'm ranked number 3. He's ranked number 4. Oh, if I fight with striking, he has a good chance to win. And he could hit me. He could catch me too. Maybe I should just take him down and sacrifice kind of what the BMF was built off of just to get the win and keep my spot in the rankings. And how can you blame Charles for that? How can you blame Charles for that? Because y'all didn't make it clear. Y'all didn't outline it clearly that this is separate. Like Joe Rogan said, no, it's just a regular fight. If it's just a regular fight, then what are we doing? What's the belt there for? Exclude the top guys. Exclude the top guys. And y'all Charles fans, y'all not going to like this, but y'all are going to make an excuse for this because it's Charles. But y'all literally were the same ones that told me Islam Makhachev is not worthy of the BMF because he's a grappler. Y'all were the same ones saying Islam Makhachev is not BMF worthy because he grapples. And then Charles Oliveira comes out and fights even more, damn near more grappling heavy than Islam. And I'm seeing other people saying, oh no, Charles is a submission artist. Why are y'all surprised? He's going for submissions. It's not surprise. Bro, name me the last time Charles was on the ground for 20 minutes of a 25-minute fight. Or 20. I don't even know what the control time in this fight was, but it's probably more than all of his last fights combined. Did he fight like this against Ilya, where he actually was fighting for the title and fighting like this may have paid off? Did he fight like this against Dustin Poirier? Did he fight like this against Justin Gaethje? Did he fight like this against even Gamrot? Did he fight like this against Beneil Dariush? Or did he stand, get a knockdown, transition to grappling, or shoot an occasional takedown? He was not first initial offense grappling. First initial offense grappling. First initial offense grappling. In any of those fights that I just named. This was like you can't tell me that this wasn't more grappling heavy than all of his past performances. You can't tell me this wasn't more grappling than usual for Charles as of late. So if you admit that this was more grappling than his last fights of late, then you say that he grappled because he thought that was his best way of winning, which is fine. But you can't piss in my face and tell me it's rain. You can't see him grappling more than usual and then come out and be like, no, bro, this is how he always fights. Like, bro, stop lying. No, he doesn't. He doesn't always fight like this. Y'all full of shit. And y'all literally, like I said, y'all literally say Islam, Habib, other guys that mix in grappling a lot into their games. Y'all said, oh no, he's not a BMF. He's not a BMF. He doesn't stand and bang. But your boy Charles comes out and does this, and y'all will not say a word. Mum's the word. Mum's the word. Guarantee y'all find a way to excuse it. And if this was Islam, if this was anybody else that's a strictly grappler or has a that's name ends with the OV, Medov, y'all would say cancel the whole division. He ruined the fucking BMF. Strip him of the BMF. Y'all would say all that shit, bro. Also, Paramount Plus, get your shit together, bro. Did y'all shit crash? I mean, I don't even watch on Paramount. I'll be honest. We Fire Stick boys over here. Fire Stick boys over here. But the Fire Stick boys, it still pulls from the Paramount stream. And that shit dropped. For a mad long. Like over a minute of black screen of death. The fuck is this, bro? The Paramount era has not started off great, man. The Paramount era has been a little rocky. I'll tell you that. If Paramount took this deal with any reluctance, I guarantee the reluctance is being confirmed right now and they want to back out. Because it has not been flying colors out the gate like some people thought it would be. So, I don't know. I'm curious to what y'all think. But in my opinion, if you're going to keep the BMF division, you got to change it. You got to either get rid of it and bring it back every 5-10 years or something. Because having it defended this frequently, you're not going to have all BMF fights if you're doing them every 6 months. Either make them more rare, exclude top guys that are going for undisputed titles, or the crazy thought that some people have is make it stand and bang where they can't do takedowns, which I don't think that could ever happen. But let's be real, guys. DC said exactly what everybody was thinking, and Joe Rogan shot it down by saying, no, it's just a regular fight. If it's just a regular fight, why the hell we got a made-up belt then? And I've always been a proponent of the BMF belt. I've always defended the BMF belt. I always defended the BMF belt as make this a separate belt for guys that fight crazy and exciting fan favorites that'll probably never have a chance at undisputed titles. But now, funny has it, the first time we get a BMF title fight where the two guys in the BMF title fight have actually been undisputed champions, what do we get? We get a stinker where the guy is keeping his number 3 rank ahead of what the BMF title means. That shows you it's a conflict of interest. These top 3, 4, 5 guys, I don't think they belong in the BMF division. If we're going to keep it. Make this shit Nate Landwehr. I mean, Justin Gaethje is a rare one that would still fit in the BMF, even though he is a title challenger. But I think guys that have won titles, undisputed titles, shouldn't be in the BMF division. And I love, y'all see the headband. I love Max. But if we create this as the precedent going forward, I think you'll just get more disappointing BMF fights. And more upset casual, because the BMF title is like a casual fan's wet dream. This is what casual fans show up for. Oh, BMF fight? That's what Masvidal and Nate Diaz fought for. Oh, BMF fight? That's what Gaethje, when they had that crazy knockout, that was BMF. Oh shit, I gotta tune in for BMF. And then they see this, it doesn't make sense. So yeah, I think there's gotta be a change. And I reacted to the UFC White House. I'll put that in a separate video, guys. But yeah. Dominant performance from Charles. I mean, not to take away from it. See, like, if the BMF wasn't at the top of the bill of this card, the reaction would be completely different. You would just say, we would just be able to glowingly talk about how Charles was dominant, how Charles did what almost nobody has ever done this to Max. We will be able to gloat on all those things, and we will gloat on all those. Good job, Charles. Excellent work. He looked as good as ever. Like I said, no one's ever done that to Max. He's number 3 in division. Maybe he builds his way up. Maybe if he fights in this strategic way, like this, maybe he gives Ilya a better shot. Maybe if he fought like a BMF in this fight and fought like this against Ilya, we'd be in a different place right now. But I don't know. Ilya Justin's next. You know, the only person outside of that title fight that's above Charles is Arman. He's already lost to Arman. Maybe they do Charles Arman too. Maybe. What's next for Max? Benoit Saint Denis right below him. Right below that is Paddy Pimblett. Maybe they do Max Paddy. Maybe they do Max Dan Hooker. Maybe they do Max versus the winner of Hoofy Chandler. Still fun fights out there for both guys. But, man, the BMF, literally all this backlash is just from the BMF title being there. If you don't have it there, none of the backlash comes. None of the, you know. That's it. Let me know what y'all thought about the fights. Let me know what y'all think about the whole BMF situation.